Okay.
Okay.
So, did you expect to get as far as you did all the way to the top 3?
You know, I think it's good to have a lot of faith in what you're doing, you know, and in the career that you want. So I never really like sold myself short, you know. I just kind of just took little steps towards, you know, ultimately the big goal. So I'd just say, you know, I can't wait. I would love to be in top 24, or I mean, first, you know, top 325 or 50, and then 90, 60. I just literally just want.
There were so many people that tried out.
I mean, I just had, with each next round, like the next obstacle or whatever you want to call it, I just had faith in that next leap, you know.
You just wanted to keep getting past the next.
So I mean, and I felt I just treated it all the same. Didn't look. Well, I might have looked way far ahead, you know, just to have even more faith. But ultimately, you know, I just took things a step at a time.
Was it hard to be in the bottom so much? Because like every week for a while you were down at that bottom 3.
You know, back and forth. I don't know. I think I just have a lot of faith in what I'm doing, and no matter what happened, I felt like things were gonna come around. You know, whether I was kicked off or whatever. But I don't know. I had a good feeling about it, that I was gonna stick around, and you know, I'm glad America kept me around to see, you know, what I had inside and everything.
Well, I feel like there was like a turning point when like you were in the bottom for a while, and you were in the bottom for a while, and then I feel like when you did Benny and the Jets, you really started like gaining like all new fans, and it kept growing. Did you feel that was your turning point in the competition?
Yeah, even the song right before it, You Really Got a Hold on Me, I got props from the judges. Like, that was like the song, they were like, all right, like this seems like more you. And that song, like, I don't talk about it that much, but I feel like that song really does define me. I mean, it was a Beatles song, but covered, you know, from Motown, like, from before the Beatles covered it, and that's like perfect for me. Like, it's a sultry.
I think they wanted to get the more like jazzy side of you out.
Yeah, they wanted that bluesy, sultry feel. So I gave them that, and then Benny and the Jets was just like the next big thing that maybe opened up a lot of people's minds to what I was going for. So it was really cool.
And a lot of people loved your like growl that you have when you sing. Is that something you've always had, and people comment on that a lot?
I mean, I might have had some gravel. I mean, I have gravel when I talk, right? But like, it wasn't until that Sing for Your Life round, and I did God Bless the Child, that I even knew I could do that. It just kind of came out, because I was like, dang, I'm trying to stick around, you know, like I gotta do something. But it wasn't like a conscious thought. When I was practicing through it, I didn't do it or anything. It was just in the moment, you know, save me. And then from then on, it just kind of kept coming. It was that like adrenaline being on that stage. It was like, I gotta you know,
really show them what you have.
Yeah, so like it was there, and that's something I really did develop on the show.
That seems like what a lot of people talked about. They loved about your voice.
It's very interesting. People talk about like, how did you grow, blah blah blah, blah. And that's just like, it really is interesting to see that that's something that just came out. Naturally.
And was it really hard for you, because a lot of people were really getting behind you because the judges were consistently criticizing you and not criticizing the others? Was that really hard for you to stand up there and take that criticism and not hear from the others, not get criticized?
I mean, it stunk, you know, like it wasn't fun getting you know, told off in front of millions of people, and you know, I appreciate those who understand and have a little sympathy for in that aspect of it, but at the same time, you know, like, I knew they knew I could take it, and that's why they would dish it out so much. And what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger, you know, and that definitely pertains to that entire aspect of the show. So I'm aware, you know, of what's going on, and I'll take all that with me and just, you know, become a more, just get a couple more layers on the skin because of it, you know.
And did you realize that fans were really getting fired up? Like, I saw people that were like, oh, after the judges said that, I don't even vote normally, but we all have to vote for Haley. Like, did you know that really fired up the fans? Like, the judges being critical?
Yeah, and I heard even from the judges that, you know, that they knew that would happen or something. It's interesting. I definitely could see that happening, I guess. Like, I'd rather them, you know, just tell me, like, you know, what's going on, like not just to get me angry for the next one, but like, you know, it all happens for a reason, and they do like to get that fire out of me.
Yeah.
Apparently, you know, so like, but as far as fans go, like that's really cool that, you know, they revolted and got even more excited and fired up with me. So yeah, that is really nice.
And speaking of fans, you had a lot of past Idol fans. You had Adam Lambert, Chris Allen, Kelly Clarkson, Elliot Yamin, Melinda Doolittle. The list goes on of past Idols. Did you get to meet any of them at the finale or talk to any of them?
Man, this has been awesome. I really, it's been a pleasure hearing a lot of these really cool compliments. Adam, we met him on the show, but it was a lot earlier on.
I know Adam and Chris had visited the show early on.
Right, and I just more recently met Chris, and I've talked with Lee, and he's like my homeboy from Chicago area, and the rest of them I met Blake. The rest of them I haven't really met them, but I've heard such nice things, and that's just a beautiful thing for them.
But the ones you met, like, give you any good advice?
Yeah, they all have, and like even Crystal Bowersox, it was really great to see her on the show doing like what she loves.
Yeah.
Like it's real stuff, and she's got some good people behind her, and it was weird because I didn't even know she wanted to do like a country kind of twang, and she comes out on the show and she's doing stuff that looks like she really loves.
It was very country.
Yeah, and she told me, this American Idol, great platform, but remember, this. You have your life after this, so remember that and continue.
What do you try to take
yourself.
it to where you want to take it?
Right, yeah.
So where do you want to take it? Like, what kind of album do you want to put out? Do you have a record deal yet?
No, it's all pending. It's all very close in reach. I hope the right thing happens, and I have faith. I have a lot of faith. And I'd love to put out an album that's got some deep stuff going on. I'd love to make it like I said, a sultry, bluesy type ordeal, maybe a little rock or funk involved. I mean, there's so many different things that I'd love to incorporate. So we'll just see how the pieces fall into place.
And there was rumor that you were going to sing a new song on the finale. What was behind that?
Yeah.
Was that going to be a single?
It was potentially. Before I got kicked off, I heard that I would be doing that for the finale, and everything changes. That's the business. So it was just one of those things, But I'm totally okay with it. And this way, since I didn't do it, nothing was rushed. So I'm even happier about it.
You have more time to see what kind of music you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And so while the show was going on, there were a lot of romance rumors, but specifically about you and Casey, because you guys had such great chemistry together. Did you guys have any little spark going on, or what was your relationship like?
I mean, relationship-wise, we're friends, but I mean, I love the kid to death. Like, there's no denying that. He's just a great person, and just extremely talented musician. He plays so many different things. It's mind-boggling, and we obviously have a connection between our jazz influence and blues and rock and just all over the board. So I would, every time we can kick back and either hang out or just play together, it's always a good time.
And you did that amazing duet of Moaning during the show. Do you think there's any chance you'll do that on the tour, or do you know anything you'll be doing on the tour?
I wish, and if not, hopefully we could put some jazzy together, because that's like where we shine together, and it's a comfort for both of us. Like, I didn't get to do as much of it as he did on the show, but it's something that does feel very natural to me, so that would be really cool.
Do you know any songs that you would like to do on the tour that maybe you weren't able to do on the show?
I've been telling some people, I've always wanted to do It Last, and I know many people have done it, and but it's just, it was a song that it kind of got me through high school. It fell into the hands of my band director, the jazz band, and he got me to join their band just by hearing me and my dad a recording of it. It was floating around, and I got to go to Europe and tour in Montreux and over at jazz festivals. It was just one of those other songs that it just really expanded my views and just my musical direction. So I would love to do it just because Etta James is magnificent, and there's plenty of other songs, but that is so well known. I thought it'd be really cool.
And I can definitely see you doing your daily take on that song on the tour.
Oh, thank you.
So, what are you most excited about going on tour? You can put the whole summer going all over the country.
I mean, that in itself, in a nutshell, it's amazing. I love traveling. I mean, even just Europe, that whole trip to Switzerland and all over Italy was just, I'm breathless. Like, it was just so extremely amazing. Like, plantation, everything about it to me. Like, I really take in nature and just really appreciate.
And you're going to get to see so many parts of the country on this tour.
So I'm going to, I don't even know how we're going to fathom this day-to-day basis, but I hope I get to take a lot of pictures. Just traveling is just such a cool, thing, and that, and as well as the crowd. Each crowd is going to be different, a different energy.
And all the fans.
All the fans, but overall, all this positive, these vibes that are flowing from us into them and back. That's why we're all in this, from the beginning. So I'm so excited to project that.
So on the finale, Lauren kissed Scotty square on the lips when he won. Is there any romance going on between those two little teenagers?
The little tweeny baps. No, there really isn't. Lauren's pretty, she isn't afraid to take action or whatever. She's a goofball like myself, but so she made a move, but I don't think she realized that's gonna live on for a while. But no, they got nothing going on except for a bunch of love for each other and the fact that they've spent most of their time together being minors and having to go to school, do all this separate stuff that us older kids on the block haven't done. We've gotten closer in that department,
Because they've always been in school and have limited hours.
Yeah, school, limited hours, they gotta go home at the same time, so a lot of car rides, a lot of, just being in the classroom, goofing off together. They definitely have that separate bond.
What was it like when it came down just to you and the two high school kids?
It's pretty crazy.
Not like you're that much older.
No, I know. I mean, 5 years is a big deal, and I'm also really big goofball, so it was fun. I can adapt with anybody I'm around. I'm easygoing. It's not like it phases me, except I always want to enjoy myself. So it was a good time.
So there was a little bit of drama the day of the finale where Lauren was sick. So they came to you. Did you think you were really gonna have to go on for her?
In my heart, I knew it wasn't gonna happen. Like, I just kept saying it out into existence. Like, it's not gonna happen.
And was it right before? Like, how much before was it? Like
a half an hour, 45 minutes.
And they're like,
I was getting ready
do 3 songs.
I was like, you guys, I'm getting ready to sit in the audience. I'm not gonna do this. I will practice 3 songs so that you guys don't have your heart attacks before, the producers themselves, because everybody's very stressed out, and I get that. But I had, once again, a lot of faith that things would happen the way that they should, and they did. And I knew that, the way I went out was the way I should have, or I was.
So you're happy that you went out and didn't want to have to do
over?
Right.
I mean, not all over again. It was a cool opportunity. I mean, even just the fact that I could have possibly been up there to run again against Scotty. Then, I mean, very, very surreal. But once again, I'm happy the way it turned out.
A lot of fans have also commented on loving your fashion and specifically loving your shoes. Like, a lot of people are like, you have to ask her about her shoes. So, like, are you really into fashion? How do you pick out what your clothes and shoes are going to be?
I've always loved clothes. I've been like a shopaholic my whole life. I mean, I could be poor, but I still have a big old closet.
Do you have favorite stores or favorite brands you like?
Oh man, I mean, I like a lot of different stuff. I mean, back home, I love Urban Outfitters and even Forever 21.
Yeah.
But also I just love vintage stuff. I mean, I even still wear a lot of my mom's stuff from the 60s and 70s.
Really?
Real vintage.
Yeah.
I love boutiques and cool stuff. But I just like different looks, And somebody else was asking me. They said I kind of go theatrical or change with my songs and stuff. And I mean, I think that's the fun part about performing,
It's fun about dressing up.
Yeah, it's a dress up, let's pretend. I don't know, it's a very cool aspect of the business, and I mean, that's just real fun for me.
You should try to check that stuff out while you're in New York. There's a lot
I
of that
definitely
stuff.
want to. Some boutiques.
Especially downtown, there's a lot of vintage.
I'm so excited.
So what was it like going home for the big homecoming weekend? Was that a goal for you? You wanted to get to that homecoming parade weekend?
Yes, that was a goal. That was a big goal. I said, no matter what happens after that, I'm content. I said, as long as I get here, I'm like, you can send me home after that, I knew, and then I knew if I got to go home, I would be in it that next week, and I'd still get to perform 3 last songs, one of which would be the one I wanted to do. And I had a lot of faith that I would be doing Zeppelin, even though they say, you know, a lot of strings have to be pulled, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, you know, pick another song because this is probably not going to happen.
How did you get the approval on that?
I didn't even pick another song. I just had this feeling. It was, you know, the gut feeling. Again, intuition is very a powerful thing, and I got the approval of the band, you know, themselves. So
which is great,
there was
amazing.
no turning back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, you know, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page said I could do it. There's no turning back. Point of no return. And you know, me and my vocal coach, we plugged to get my dad in there, very last minute. And
I think that's the first time like a family member's been on stage. That was an amazing experience.
Yeah, it really, really was. And to go out that way, you know.
You could see the smile on your face when you like walk down the steps.
Yeah.
And like everyone, I remember people are saying. I remember one person I know said that seemed like the most like genuine like moment. Like this is your dad on the stage and.
It doesn't get more, you know, more genuine than that, and the comfort level in that song. Although it's crazy taking on Zeppelin, but either way, it's the music I'm comfortable with. It's like I love it, and I love my daddy. So it was awesome.
And how was it going home? Like it rained, I know.
Yeah, it rained. You know, it was supposed to rain for Scotty and Lauren, and it was supposed to be sunshine from Haley, and it ended up being the exact opposite.
Did they get sunshine and it rains?
Yeah.
We still had 30,000 people at the park.
30,000 plus, man. I appreciate that. And they waited for hours. It's pretty nuts how that all worked out. But rain or shine, I mean, I love the sunshine, obviously, but it wasn't gonna rain on my parade. It did literally, but
people still came out in full force.
They all did, and that's the beauty of it. That means even more to me, you know. And we still rocked it out in the rain and whipping the hair out.
The rain doesn't matter with that.
Doesn't
you
matter.
have a good time.
It was cool.
Who would you say is your favorite? Like, have you watched a lot of the past seasons? And who would you say were like your favorite winners of the show? Have you followed like?
Winners. I mean, I liked a lot of winners and just runner-ups.
Yeah.
You know,
Who were some of your favorites?
I know Adam like gave me a lot of props, and I'm not just giving it back just because he was cool.
He did. He tweeted a lot about you.
He did, but even you know before any of that, like as far as talent goes, he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the variety of stuff he did on the show, was just. I mean, he did Queen, just his vocal range and just the the possibilities within just tonality, everything about it, simply magnificent. It was great, and a great performer.
Do you think?
Sorry, Rena, we have just 2 more questions.
Okay, I was actually on my last one.
Good.
Last question. Do you think a girl can still win this show? You and Lauren, like the beginning of the season, it was girls being voted off, girls being voted off. You and Lauren got to the end. Then Scotty won. It's 4th boy in a row. Do you think a girl can still win?
And
what
the
do you
next to come?
And why do you think boys keep winning?
Oh, well, I mean, a girl can definitely win. I mean, that shows you it's not like a sway vote or anything like this. No matter what happens, it's all real, and it's gonna be the way the cookie crumbles, you know. But I'm almost happy that, you know, not happy that a girl didn't win, but it's like I don't want a pity vote, you know. I don't want to win just because a girl hasn't won.
Just because you're a girl.
You know, so I have faith. Faith is the word of the day today, man.
It's good though, gets you through.
They might as well win next year, you know. It's bound to happen. It's just about, you know, talent and what America's, excited about, and you know, for all those little girlies out there loving Scotty boy.
The girls got their crushes.
So yeah, so it's looking good.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Haley.
Thank you.
This is awesome.